Good day, everyone. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the gameplay series of Pure Farming 2018 here at PC Game Enthusiast. My name is AK Ramming, and I am one of the writers for the Enthusiast gaming team. Alright, so today we're going to be doing another challenge in the game's challenge mode. And this time it has to do with potato planting, not harvesting. In our last video we did do some harvesting, but now we're going to be doing some potato planting. Now the thing about this challenge mode is that none of the instructions are actually given to you. Like, you're given objectives and that's it, but nothing is like actually explained to you or anything. So you're just left to figure it out on your own, and it's pretty simple. I mean, it's not like it's difficult, but I don't think I've even encountered an actual like tutorial mode, to be honest with you. Like there's like no tutorial mode in this game. Okay, and we actually don't have anything in our cedar. Let's see, we could do something about that right now. So go to the shop. I have been poking around with the game just a little bit, not too much, but I have a good idea of how the core mechanics work, at least. So you do all of your ordering through the tablet here, which is pretty neat. It's very modern. But I'm starting to notice, just a few differences between this and that of Giant software. It's not a lot, but there are some noticeable differences. I'm not quite sure if... Is this actually working right now? Don't actually know. Doesn't seem to be. Let's see, let's try it in this direction. Okay, so yeah, I did make a mistake. I was moving in the wrong direction, so you actually have to go in the direction from which you plowed. So you can't go in the opposite direction from which you plowed. So I was moving, I guess you could say, horizontally just now. Now that I'm going vertical, it's now working. So yeah, I'm learning as I go. But as I was saying before, there are a few differences here between this and the OG Farming Simulator. And speaking of the OG Farming Simulator, earlier today, Farming Simulator 19 was officially confirmed. Not confirmed, I should say, it was actually revealed. And it will be coming later this year, late 2018, to PS4, Xbox One, and PC, of course. The Nintendo Switch version was not also revealed, which is a little bit disappointing because I really did enjoy Farming Simulator 17 on the Switch. So I don't know if this means that it's not coming to the system or if it'll just be coming later and they're not ready to announce it yet. I don't know, we'll see. But in terms of what we know for sure, Giants didn't say too much, but basically they gave us like a rundown of what new things we should expect. So they said there's going to be all new farming mechanics, all new gameplay mechanics, all new brands of machinery, all new animals and crops, and also all new graphics engine. The graphics engine is getting an overhaul. So basically, it sounds like everything has been revamped, reconfigured, and added to, which sounds pretty good. And the part that really excites me the most is the new gameplay mechanics and the new graphics engine, because if you've watched my last two videos here with Pure Farming 2018, you would know that one of the things I've been ranting about when it comes to the OG Farming Simulator is that I wish that the gameplay mechanics were a little bit improved and that the graphics were a little better, because I really do like the graphics of Pure Farming 2018. And while I think Farming Simulator 17 looks decent, it still looks pretty simple. In Pure Farming 2018, it's like, compared to most other games coming out these days, it doesn't have a lot going for it, but it has more than that of Farming Simulator 17, which is good. So now that Farming Simulator 19 has been officially revealed, even though it was just a CGI trailer, it wasn't like any actual in-game footage. But even so, now that Farming Simulator 19 has been revealed, competition is now on. If you watched the last video, I mentioned how I'm glad that Pure Farming 2018 has shown up, because it's going to give Giant Software something to think about in terms of finally having some competition. It means that they're going to have to really pull up their socks and try their best to impress, because now there's a genuine alternative on the market. And when it comes to Pure Farming 2018, the question is it really a competitor to the big kid on the block, you know? Because Pure Farming 2018 is the rookie, he's the new guy, so does he really have what it takes to steal the thunder of the one that everyone loves, which is Farming Simulator? And after playing the game for a little bit now, like I said, they are basically the same thing, except Pure Farming 2018 just has a whole lot of modifications that just add to the experience. And when I say modifications, I mean that modifications to the actual formula, right? So Pure Farming 2018 does have a few additions and a few changes here and there that try to set it differently from Farming Simulator, but you can tell that the guys over at Ice Flames, the development studio of this game, really did take a whole lot of inspiration, I guess you can say, from the folks over at Giants. So with that being the case, right, it's going to be interesting, because again, these two sides are so very similar to each other, but I think Giants does have potential, because Pure Farming 2018, like any game, is not perfect. Like, I have noticed a few flaws, but it's not completely genuine for me to say that, because if you notice that big bright white watermark over at the top right, that clearly says big and bold preview build, so that is there to signify that this game is still not 100% finished. Like, they're still working on a few things. Like, after I downloaded the game a few days ago, when I got this preview code, there was an update released, I think about the next day, about a 300 megabyte update. I'm not exactly sure what it did, but it must have done something, because to be that big, it had to have done something, but I'm not quite sure what it did. I haven't seen any like specific patch notes. I just maybe missed it, perhaps. But my point is that the development team is still working on this, and I have noticed a few things that I would hope to change. Like, for example, the shop menu. It's not the best. Like, I've been really impressed with this UI so far, but the shop kind of let me down, because the shop is also accessed through the tablet. And even though this is a time-limited challenge, let me just quickly jump in just to show you what I'm talking about. And so, like, take for example the vehicle shop in particular. Oh wait, can't access the vehicle shop because this is challenge mode. Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and explain it instead. So with the vehicle shop, it may come up in another video, probably when I go back into free play mode. With the vehicle shop, it lists all the different vehicles and categories, but when it comes to cultivation, all the seeders, spreaders, plows, and cultivators are all lumped together in this one category, which isn't bad, but I wish the sorting was a bit better. Like, at least in Farming Simulator 17, all of those types that I just mentioned have their own category. So there's a category for only plows, only cultivators, only seeders, only sprayers. But here in Pure Farming 2018, they're all lumped together under cultivation machinery. So they are still separated. They're just in this one category, but they are still separated. Like, it's a list you have to go through, and they're all listed next to each other type by type. So all the plows are in one section, and all the seeders are in one section, and so forth and so on. So that's decent. But My problem is that it doesn't give as much information as I would like it to. Like, take for example, some of the machinery tells you what you're working with is, but not all. At least in Farming Simulator 17, it tells you what you're working with is for every piece of machinery. You know exactly how much meters you're going to get. Whereas here in Pure Farming 2018, that for some reason only applies to some bits of machinery. There's that. That's my one big annoyance so far. I think the next one would have to be how certain things have to be accessed only through the drone, which I think is still pretty cool. Like, the drone is still pretty cool. Watch the first video if you want to see how the drone works, because there's no point in me doing it right now, because again, this is a time limited challenge. But the drone allows you to do certain things, like set markers. Well, you can actually do that through the map too, but like, for instance, you can set your vehicle to spawn at your own farm, back at your own vehicle shed. But you can only do that through the drone. Like, you can't do it through any other menu, so you have to send the drone up if you want to teleport your vehicle's machinery around, which isn't bad. It's actually still pretty cool, but it's kind of an inconvenience. Like, I wish there was a way to do it a little bit faster. It's cool, but I can see the novelty eventually wearing off, perhaps. We'll see. But ultimately, you know, again, no game is perfect. That applies to every single game, every single one. No game that's omitted from that. But Pure Farming 2018 is still giving me a very decent experience so far. Like, there are a few cons here and there, but I can work with them so far. And again, I still have to wait until the game is like fully ready to go out of the gate at launch, because it's still a month before launch, well, roughly a month before launch. So there's still time, and even after launch, there's still time for Ice Flames to go ahead and fix some of the issues, the notable issues. One thing in particular that I find kind of weird is that so far the only free-to-play map, not free-to-play, sorry, the only map in free roam, I need to line up and go this way, is the Germany map. Like, there are other maps in this game, like we're playing on Montana right now, but there are other maps in this game: Italy, Japan, Colombia, in addition to Montana and Germany. But so far, Germany's the only free map, like free roaming map, which I found was kind of odd. But I'm guessing the others will be added in, perhaps, at launch, because the Germany map is actually only accessible as DLC. And you can get that DLC for free if you pre-order the game, but if you don't pre-order the game, you'll have to buy it separately. Alright, so there's that. And it's also, I actually did make a note of this in my first video, it's really small. It's a really small map. And even this Montana map doesn't seem to be much bigger. Like, I haven't taken a full look at the extensiveness of this map in particular, but that Germany map is noticeably small. Especially when you compare it to like some of the mod maps on FS17, which are huge. Some of them can be just way too big. Like, I have a few which I really like, but they are big, and the feels that they give you are big. Like, I forgot exactly which mod map in FS17 it is, but somewhere in Europe, I think it was the Lawfuls map, perhaps. Beautiful map, but the feels are huge. I remember I was trying to either seed or spray a field, and it took me nearly an hour on just that one field, and that was torture for me, because it was like, on the default maps, I could probably get away with this in like 20-30 minutes, but a whole hour on just one field? Good grief. Like, look how quick I'm moving back and forth between this one. Mind you, it's still pretty slow, but It's not going to take me an hour to finish this, for example. This challenge isn't even an hour long. So I would like to see larger maps, but even though these maps in this game aren't very large, they are still very detailed. Like, I'm still impressed by the level of detail of these models, not just the machinery, but also just the environment. Like the way the foliage moves around you, like you can see leaves swaying in the trees very naturally. Buildings have a lot of detail put into them. Even if you can't enter every building, there's still a whole lot of detail put on these buildings, which is really nice to have. So overall, I mean, you know, there's still flaws, but there are also still things to like, which is what I was hoping for from this. I think, no doubt, the thing that probably annoys me the most would have to be the handling. Like, the handling isn't bad, it's just still not good. I don't know why these farming simulators can't get driving mechanics down packed. Now, this isn't too bad, but like, I still feel that the tractors, and especially the truck, the pickup truck, is overly sensitive. Like, I think it should move a little bit more naturally, because it just seems too overly sensitive. Like, it stares on a dime. Like, you should not be able to move a big machine like this so effortlessly from side to side. It still takes a while to turn and whatnot, but I mean just the actual motion of turning, as you can see, is just so instant, like that. And I can probably adjust that, perhaps, maybe the steering sensitivity, but I don't know, it just seems like it could be something, or should be something, I should say. Feels a little bit more natural right from the start. But everyone has their own preferences. Like, I may find a problem with this, but someone else may not, so yeah. And then again, its physics are very similar to that of FS17, and millions of people play FS17 and don't have anything to say about it, so what does it matter, right? But again, I think I said this before in another video, like, after playing Spin Tires, that game nails the off-road driving mechanics so well, and I would love to see its physics system be brought over to other games, just like FS17 and even this. But anyway, let's see what we can do to speed this little process up, shall we? Alright, we are done with that field, and there are still other ones to take care of, but in all honesty, I'm about to die from exhaustion right now. I'm far too tired. I'll probably come back to this challenge and finish it on my own terms, but in terms of this video, I think I've accomplished what I wanted. That is basically just a talk about how I feel concerning FS17, FS19 in particular, and Pure Farming 2018, and what the future could possibly hold for both of these series. Basically, I just want to see them both grow and become a whole lot better. Especially with Pure Farming 2018 being the newcomer, I would really like to see how much farther this franchise will go. But let's see if it actually sells well when it launches next month. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that look at potato farming. And for the next video, I'm not sure if I'm going to jump into the challenge mode again, or if I'm just going to go ahead and go back into free play just to do some work on my own farm. But we'll see how it goes. But I hope you enjoyed this one. And please leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think about this game, as well as the announcement of Farming Simulator 19. And if you happen to be a Farming Simulator 17 fan, will you actually try out this game, Pure Farming 2018, with it being so similar? Make sure to check out all of our content over at gamingenthusiast.net. And also make sure to check out our sister websites at Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox Enthusiast. And if you like listening to my stupid voice, you can go ahead and watch some of my videos over at Extreme Azure Productions here on YouTube. All of the links are down in the description if you want to check them all out. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching.